Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Blue Honor Vlog. This is episode 10. Welcome to the new year. Here's hoping that 2017 will be a much better year than the one we just experienced, because holy cow, those last couple of weeks were pretty awful, weren't they? I am a huge Star Wars fan. I lost a hero at the end of last year, and that was pretty upsetting and heartbreaking. I mean, my nose turning red as I get upset. I had been adoring Carrie Fisher since I was probably 3 years old. It's just so wild to think that she's gone, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I know a lot of fans don't. Recently saw Rogue One, so that was awesome. Yeah, it was really cool. Go see it if you like Star Wars too, and you haven't seen it. What are you waiting for? Seriously. What I wanted to talk to you about today is something seriously important. Speaking of notable peoples, when you go to write your project, please write it without the specter of fame haunting you. That should not be your end goal. People who write, people like me, many of my colleagues, we write because that is who we are and what we do. We chose that field. Some of us learned that it doesn't pay very well, when we had been led to believe quite the opposite. I mean, we hear a lot about celebrities and stuff. We see J.K. Rowling everywhere and Stephen King, and they're doing quite well. But the fact of the matter is that is not the majority of authors. And if you want to hang on to your love of writing, if you want to keep going, you need to put that on a back burner, or you need to get that straight out of your head. Now, don't be confused by me saying that and think that, well, I shouldn't seek any attention. Absolutely not what I'm saying, because you are going to need to promote your book, and you are the one responsible for promoting your book. If you get a traditional publisher, or if you publish through a small press, or you publish on your own, you will still be responsible for promoting your work. So do not think for one moment that you get out of this. You know, say, oh, well, you know, I'm not seeking fame and stuff, so I don't need to do that. If you don't want to, absolutely, you do not have to. But if you want to sell books, and your intention is to have people read your work, then you'll need to reach out. Whether that's to other promoters, that's to agents, that's to publishers, that's to magazines, people that you want to read your book, reviewers. You are going to need to do the footwork to get all of that arranged. And it can be pretty hairy. So worry about becoming famous mixed up with that whole second leg of what it means to be a writer can get you tripped up, and you'll fall on your face. And you don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to you. That's why I'm doing the vlog, and it's really important to me for you to get this advice and stuff, because it's things that I've learned along the way. You know, you're like 19 and you started writing, and you're like the hot new thing, right, in your own mind. And you're just going along, you're like, oh, this is going to be so good, and this is so great, and you may be amazing. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about that stuff. It's silly to worry about it. If you do want to pursue, like I wanted to pursue screenwriting, you'll need to go to school for screenwriting, and you will need to pursue producers and outlets in order to get your book out there. You don't have time to worry about glitz and glamour and how many people know me and all of this stuff. You need to worry about networking, not fame. And I hope that you know the difference between that. The more popular you get, fame, does not necessarily mean that your networking connections are going to be beneficial to your writing career. So you need to contact and get in touch with people who are in your field. These are your coworkers. I mean, it's not like a traditional office. The people that you're going to work with are going to be in different companies, and they're going to be all around the world, literally. I mean, I know people in England, and I know people in Europe and Australia and even China and India and all of these places, and they are my colleagues. And you know, I had a colleague from Canada, you know, who helped me do some stuff, and I had an editor who was from a different state than me in the United States, and I have readers who are in England, and I have sold in France, and literally they are everywhere, but they are like my colleagues and friends. And that's really how you need to think about the people who read your book are really important. They're going to be coming onto your social media. They're going to be interacting with you. And it's a collaboration. If you want them to continue to read your work, you're going to need to not worry about them being fans. Worry about them being part of your family, your work family. So it's really important to remember. We can let our head get a little too expanded on us because, you know, we're writers and we dream and we think about these things and they're out there, and we get so engrossed in it, and it's really, really cool. I mean, who would not want to be like selling millions of copies? I mean, I don't even think of the dollar signs with that. I'm thinking, oh my God, millions of people have read my book. I hope to God everything's okay. So it's like, you know, fame also has some things with it that can be very negative. So you have to think about that too. Your loss of privacy, constant criticism. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, someone is going to be on your page telling you how wrong you are, how stupid you are, what an ass you are, all sorts of things. You're ugly, you're this, you're that, you know. I mean, these people are out there and they live for it. More power to them, I guess, whatever, if that's what you got to do with your day. But you need to learn to ignore that and pay attention to people who are really there for you. And that whole seeking fame thing is very cloudy for a lot of people. It would be great if our names could so easily be known worldwide as authors, to acknowledge our achievement of authoring a manuscript. It's not an easy feat, and it is really difficult to listen to people kind of pan the accomplishment that we've made when we do finally do that and publish it, whether we publish it independently or we publish it traditionally. Independent publishing is as legitimate, if not more so, than traditional publishing. As an independent author, you have to go and you have to find your resources on yourself. So you're vetting editors, marketers, cover designers, etc. So when you finally have that final piece, you're looking at something that took a ton more work than in-house shop at a traditional publishing house. They're very lucky. They have everything right there, and they hire these people, and they've got them all their little ducks in a row, and it just goes boom, 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 and it's manufactured. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is with traditional publishing, most of the books that come out of those are predetermined. A lot of query letters do not make it through to the junior editors or the upper editors, or even past the secretary. So it's very few and far between that a creative artist gets heard, However, in independent publishing, anyone who wants to pursue this and does so with legitimate cause can do so. But it isn't something by which to seek fame. It is a path to put your art out into the world and have it available to people, whoever those people are, your people, your tribe, whoever's interested in that. My Trilokia people are different than my op-dec people, and my Blue Honor people are different than my op-dec people. So it's interesting when it all comes together and stuff on the page. So you have people who like the historical drama, and you have people who like the thrillers, and then you have people coming in who like that science fantasy, the dark fantasy, and it's just an interesting mix. And I'm more interested in getting to know these readers, and it's a lot of fun to chat with them and listen to them talk about the world that I've created, and to get really excited as I am about it. And I think that's the most excellent part. So hopefully you will continue writing. You will write with writing in mind. Focus on the writing, because that's what your skill needs to be focused on and what you need to perfect. You will have to come to a point where you are done with the writing, and then you need to transfer that skill over into promotional work. And as a writer, you should be able to do that, because it's about saying things and communicating, and that's what we do. Okay, so I will see you next time. Remember to subscribe to the blog and leave me questions below. So if you have any questions about the writing process, any one of my books, please go ahead and ask me. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. I will talk to you soon.